So, Julian Alvarez, this is a guy who's been in the news quite a lot lately. He's been linked with a move away from Man City for about a month now. Um, and it's very evident that he really wants to leave um, because he wants to be the main man. He wants to be playing more football. He's played a lot, but I think he probably looks at Haaland playing every week and he probably thinks he should be the striker. City have played him, in the attacking midfield position. They played him on the left. And I think he's probably at a stage where maybe players like Sane, players like Ferran Torres were at once, and he just wants to probably be more of the main man. And he obviously doesn't see that at Man City. If I was him and I was playing in a wonderful team like Man City, I wouldn't be bothered. I think that if I was playing the amount of football that Alvarez has been playing, I'd be fine with that. But in some ways, I kind of, I'm not him. And I admire that. I admire him wanting to be the main man, because it would be very easy for him just to not be the main man in a Man City team, but still he's winning trophy after trophy, so it wouldn't matter. It'd be easy just to stick around and say, I'm still satisfied with this because I'm winning the biggest trophies. So I admire him for wanting to just sacrifice that and go to a different team where he might not, there's a possibility he might not win as many trophies like an Atletico Madrid, because obviously Barca and Real Madrid are always winning. So if he was to go to Atletico Madrid, I don't think he'd win anything close to what he'd win at Man City. So I admire him for that. But who knows? Like, if Haaland was to get injured next season, Alvarez will be the main man up front. So does he really want to pack that in? I don't know. It's Atletico Madrid are one of the clubs that's linked with him. Arsenal are one of the clubs that's been linked with him. Now, if you said to me we could get Alvarez for 40 million, I'd take it. But the valuation is around 70 and 80 million. I think that's a little bit too high for Alvarez. I'm not going to lie, he's a very good player. But I think that the amount of money that he's valued at, I think Arsenal should probably stay away from him, to be honest, because it's a lot. And he'd be in the same situation at Arsenal, because Arsenal have got players the same as Man City who are kind of rotation players. Like Trossard and Martinelli are both our left wingers. Trossard can also play out front. Jesus can play out front. Havertz is our striker. Saka plays every week. So there's no assurances that Alvarez is going to play every week. He's definitely good enough to play every week for Arsenal. He's a wonderful player. But it doesn't work like that. At clubs who are going for the title, you can't be guaranteed to play week in, week out. I think there's only two players at Arsenal who are first on the team sheet in terms of the midfield and attack. And that's probably Odegaard, Saka, maybe even Rice, actually. Those three out of the midfield and the strikers are the only players I can say that they just can't be rested, which in a way is wrong, because there's always a risk of them being overplayed, but they're the ones who you'd say Arteta doesn't like to leave out much. So Alvarez would have the same problem at Arsenal to try and get into the team. So I wouldn't sign a player who wants to play week in, week out, because he's probably not going to get it. You've got to be happy to come in for around 25 games a season, not 38. But again, if Alvarez wants to play 38 games a season, then fair play to him. Go to Atletico Madrid, but they need to come up with the money to sign him. He can still stay at Man City. A lot of Man City players flirt with moves away. It always happens every year, and they usually tend to stay. De Bruyne, Ederson, Bernardo Silva, Walker have all been linked with a move away in the last 12 months, and they've all stayed. So we'll see how it develops. I think Alvarez should stick it out. He'll play a lot of football at Man City. He'll be a key part of the team. But if he does choose to move away, fair play to him. Fair play to him. He wants to play every week. He's not happy to sit on the bench. He's not happy to play 25 games a season. He wants to be starting week in, week out, and you can't knock a player for that. But that's the news. Atletico Madrid are interested. He might want to move, but I think there's every chance he'll stay at Man City. And if I was him, I wouldn't mind too much. I think there's worse things to be doing than staying at Man City, you know. So it's all gonna change in the next coming weeks. I think it's gonna be a long summer, but I think this next week could be crucial in the Alvarez news. I think we'll know a lot more in the next 7 days.